Alright, welcome to the Gaming Shelf Saga. I figured a good way to start out the collection channel was to show off my games. I mean, I don't really normally go through them, so I figured this would give me a good excuse to go through them as well. So we're gonna go through this whole shelf right here. I'm gonna start at the top of the games, go down, go down, go down. Each section will be its own episode. So we're gonna start with the top one first today. So kick back, relax. It's gonna be a more chill episode. We're just gonna go over the 360 games, the Xbox 360 games today. I guess let's just grab a big pile and just go right into it, huh? And yes, I'm repping the girls today. Get used to it. I'm allowed to look like shit. It's only the fucking collection channel. It's okay. Do you see these? We got a couple stacks to get through. I'm gonna get them all down and then we're gonna go through them. A small stack. And our final stack of 360 games. So, my God, it's really dusty. Y'all can't really see that. So we have all the games right here and over here on this table, right here. These will be the games we'll be looking at. Also, you should see the shelf right here. It's all dirty and disgusting. It's gonna need wiped out. So at the very back are games I normally do not play at all. So we're gonna start with those games right now. The games are going to be a little rocky at first, but then they're going to start gradually getting better. And then I think I bought like some random ones here and there, so it's going to get a little goofy with the list. It's not in a complete order. I don't have these games stacked in a complete order, but we are going to go through them. So let's get right into that. So first we have Sonic Sega Stars Tennis, also with the Xbox Live Arcade. I believe that this was a pack-in title. I mean, it's pretty common. It's a normal 360 game. You know, it's Sonic. It's actually a pretty decent tennis game, and the Xbox Live Arcade games on the back. Well, if you play them today, it's really of the time. They even have a video showing the old school 360 models. That's also pretty cool. So, and the next game on our list. Sorry if I keep looking over to the well, whatever this way is. My computer's over there, and it's broadcasting the video coming from my camera onto me, not including the one I have here. But so that's why I do that. But we have next is Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. It's a pretty okay fighting game. It's an okay fighting game. Nothing I'd consider... Like, I would play completely other Mortal Kombat games over this one anytime. So yeah, we have that. Our next game is Injustice Among Us. I don't know if you guys actually played this. I remember playing the demo of this game and just being completely blown away by it. I thought it was one of the best fighting games at the time, and I mean, I still think it holds up today. I still think there could be some competitive play with Injustice God Among Us. So, good game. I recommend. Now, I don't know if this is one that some of y'all may remember, but I couldn't afford Skyrim at the time, or even Oblivion, so my parents buckled down with Dark Messiah Might and Magic Elements. This game is actually pretty good, a lot better than you might actually think. It's published by Ubisoft, which is, you know, before they were just releasing dog shit left and right. They released this little gem, and I don't remember hearing a lot of people talk about this one, so it's always really miffed me. But yeah, Dark Messiah, I'm not gonna say it's a must-have, but it's a pretty decent little experience. We have an RPG. I actually bought this for my friend, and I thought it was gonna be the bee's knees. I haven't even touched it, and that is Infinite Undiscovery. It's a Square Enix game. I bought it because it was Square Enix, and also it's an Xbox 360 exclusive. You know, to add a little bit more to the exclusive collection and add more to the 360 collection, I bought it. I don't know what it's about. If there's any Infinite Undiscovery fans, let me know if it's a good game. I'll check it out if I hear good things about it. Alright, this next one, it's a bit decisive between the fan base of the games, but Dead Space 3. Now, again, this is also another game I haven't really fully played. I actually remember just putting on Veteran and running through the first mission just to try to get the Veteran achievement. It looks okay. It looks good. It's a decent little game. It looks alright. I don't know. I'm not really a big Dead Space fan, so let me know if it's any good as well. And I seriously doubt that it's better with Kinect, but let me know if it's good, you know. And also, are all Dead Space 3 limited editions? I don't know. I've never really seen one that's just been Dead Space 3. So next we have is one of the variety of classic collections. We have Konami Classics Volume 1 with Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Holy shit, I cannot talk. With Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Frogger, and Super Contra. A great collection. I remember playing this a ton when my parents bought it, especially Castlevania and Super Contra. Frogger, well, it's just Frogger. What else can you really do with Froggers? Alright, next we have a really, really fun multiplayer game. I really dig this one, but Payday 2, next on the list. I spent so many hours into Payday 2. I thought it was a fantastic game. I want to get this on Steam and play it on there a lot too, because I think the 360 might have died down a little bit. Also, I know it's on Xbox One, so you can enjoy it whenever you want. But Payday 2 is a fantastic game. I recommend it. I have a lot of stories here for Payday 2, but those can be all for another time. Probably a really indecisive game a lot of people have. They can't decide whether they like it or whether they hate it. It's a normal split community. Me, on the other hand, I personally like it. And I am talking about Perfect Dark Zero. I thought it was an okay game. Doesn't deserve the hate it gets. I'm putting that down as a statement. I thought it was, while not the best follow-up to Perfect Dark, I do think that this is a worthy game to have in your collection, for especially if you can get the 10 version of it, which I have. A nice 10 version, you can see it over there. I can see it on screen. Which actually, I have 2 cards in it for the collection thing, so a lot of fun there. We have been through a little bit of the games right now. As we get through this pile, more will come. But I think as we go along, you know, we're gonna start putting the games back up on the shelf. This next game, also a sequel, is I think either coming out or it's already out, but the original, Deadly Premonition. This is a fantastic game. I love all the psychological aspects to it. It is just, I can't quote it enough. It's just a fantastic game. I love it, and I think it should be played by everyone. It's a horror game. You might have seen like the Game Grumps play it, and they kind of trash talked it a bit, but don't let that fool you. This is a great game. Oh wow, remember that Game Crazy? What a world it used to be. R.I.P. Sweet Prince. R.I.P. Anyway, we're moving on. So my buddy came up to me, and if you're watching, you know who you are, and I am only not saying your name because I don't know if you're comfortable with me using your name on these videos, so I'm not going to. But he came up to me in school and said, "Hey, Storm, you like garbage games, right?" And to that I responded, "What do you mean?" And he put his backpack down and he pulled out Raven Squad on 360. This is an awful, awful game. I don't know how they messed up the aiming. I don't know how they messed up the first-person shooter aspect. You know, when you think great first-person shooters, Call of Duty, Halo, you know, very established controls. But nah, Raven Squad comes in and just, yeah, bro. You look at the price, bro. GameStop was just trying to get rid of this. It's not. Don't pick this one up. I have it, complete collection. I need to get a actual box for it, but it doesn't deserve it right now, so we're leaving that out. Just got some fucked garbage like Borderlands 1 on 360. No case, but I felt, I don't know, if you wanted to see it, part of the 360 collection. Another decisive game within the community. Wow, we have 2 of them already, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more going. Final Fantasy 13? Yeah, 13. We have Final Fantasy 13, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't play much of this one. I got through the first part, and I got through the first part and I turned it off. I don't know. Is it good? Also, let me know. Man, we got a lot of games in this 360 collection. I'm asking if they're good or not. But is this any good? Let me know. I would totally be down to pick it up and play it. I'm looking for new games to play anyway, so I'd be totally down to know. Now, I do know for a fact that this is a good game, and I am talking about Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Now, if you haven't played this game, you are doing yourself a huge disservice if you are a Star Wars fan. This is a fantastic game. Although I think Fallen Order, since that's been out, it's kind of taken Force Unleashed spot as the best Star Wars game in this style. But I would be a complete dickhead if I let that undermine the greatness that is Force Unleashed. Pick this up. This is great. First one is anyway. Maybe stay clear of the second one. It's Kinect Adventures. That's all I gotta say about that. Now, while we're still waiting for the sequel, they did actually give us a little bit of an expansion. And of course, I am talking about Dead Island Riptide. I haven't really played it. I played the first level. They give you a shit ton of guns, and then they just strip it all away from you. And that is my experience with Riptide. You get to the island, and that's where I normally turn the game off. It is cool that they let you import your characters over, but this is actually just an expansion pack and not a sequel, so don't think that. The expansion was so big, it got on disc. So, yeah, Riptide. Oh, man. All right. So this next one we have is Portal 2. Man, Portal 2 is a fantastic puzzle game. I know I keep saying fantastic a lot for the one games, but it's true. Portal 2 is really awesome. I never played the story mode. I played the co-op with my brother a lot, and we just had a blast figuring out the puzzles, just messing with each other. It's a good time, especially if you have a buddy. Definitely pick up Portal 2. I recommend it. It is a great game. While I think the second one is a little bit better, I cannot undervalue the goodness that is Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is awesome, and right here we have the Reaper of the Soul edition, which is pretty much the ultimate collection version of it. So, yeah, really good game. Really good game. I didn't mind it. What I really like about this game is that if you pop in this game and then play the original Diablo 3, Xbox, for some reason, counts them as separate achievements, and that is very bizarre to me. But, I mean, hey, if you're an achievement grinder, pick up Reapers of Souls. Alright, speaking of sequels, we have another one here. Not as good as the first one, but it did improve a lot that is very respectable in the game, in the community, and that is Dead Rising 2. This is a great game as well, obviously. It's just fun, hack and slash, beat up the zombies, score points, just that typical goodness that comes from those Dead Rising games, Pick this one up. It's definitely a good time, and it's great. When I skim through these, well, I guess, because there is a big fan base toward it, I will bring it up. I was just going to skim through it, but I decided to change my mind against it, so you're welcome. But Deus Ex. Never played it. I actually don't remember how I actually got a hold of this copy, the Augmented Edition, whatever that is. It's a big, heavy box that comes with the steelbook and all that stuff. Never played it. If it's any good, let me know. I know there is a big following for these games, so yeah. We're just gonna skim through these next ones here just because they're small little things. Like, for example, Rock Band. It's Rock Band. I got it for $1, as you can see right there. It's Rock Band. It's good. Demo disc here. We have one for, actually, that one shouldn't be here, and it is. So we have a second demo disc, but that's going to have to wait till next episode to unveil what that is. But I do have this 360 demo disc. It has demos of Conflict, Night Ops, Rocket Man, Poker Smash, Blizz Island, Commander Attack of the Genos, and Trigger Heart Excelia. And you get some epic Portal gamer picks, so that's always fun. Well, that is the first stack right there. I'm going to get these games back in there, and we'll come down with a mini stack, and then we'll jump into the real good games, as I like to organize them. So it's actually really dirty in here, though, and it gives me a good time to clean off a shelf or two, We have our second pile. It's a smaller pile. It's just, there are good games in here, but it's just a smaller pile, so we're going to go through them right now. I'm going to let you know, right off the bat, we're already starting strong. We have SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Now, before the games went to complete dog shit, SmackDown vs. Raw was actually a very respectable series, and I played a lot of 2007. It was the one game that my brother and I actually strangely got into. Our neighbors, who were really into wrestling, introduced us to it, and it was just a blast to play all the way through. I actually remember beating it not that long ago, recently. The Expedition mode, anyway. I created my character to look like Hunk from Resident Evil because they had the feature to do that, so I took it. So yeah, great game. I got this game because it was meme-worthy, but Earth Defense Insect Armageddon. This is a bonkers game. It's really bizarre. Actually, it's kind of one of those games that has like its appeal for the first 15 minutes, and then you're like, okay, I've pretty much seen it all. It's you know, an Earth Defense Force game. Actually, I didn't know there was several of these games, and this is actually one of the ones I actually wanted to have in my collection because of how just bizarre it is. But would you pick it up? Would I recommend it? It's a niche market. So if you are into that kind of, if you're into soldiers shooting big bugs, you can't go wrong with Earth Defense Force. Oh, we just talked about this game's sequel. That's fantastic. We have Dead Rising, the original, and masterpiece. This game is fantastic. I want to get the original version. I really hate when I have platinum hits. I just don't like how they look. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll find a copy somewhere in a while. But yeah, Dead Rising, a fantastic zombie game. I remember this came out and me and my stepdad, we were blown away by it. It was actually pushing the 360 to its limits by rendering all the zombies at once. And yeah, it's a good game. I definitely recommend. All right, a classic. You can't have a family console without it. Monopoly. It's Monopoly, and it's great. And I have a 360 copy of it. Another great game we got here is Star Wars: The Complete Saga. I would definitely stay away, unless you're just a collector, from getting Lego Star Wars 1 and 2, because the Complete Saga got you covered, and with achievements. So the Complete Saga is 1 through 6 of all the Star Wars movie in Lego's glorified style. I actually almost 100% completed this game, all achievements and everything. I had a blast with it. It was really fun. I mean, it's just that classic Lego charm. You can't go wrong with it, with a Star Wars twist. It's great. Same friend who gave me Raven Squad, or whatever it was, also gave me Enemy Territory Quake Wars. I think it's an online-only game. Nope, the box says 1 players. I've never played it. Is it any good? Let me know. Here's the game I do need to get to, though. Rise of Tomb Raider. I beat Tomb Raider, the prequel to this one, the one that came before it, and it was a masterpiece. It was great. I actually did 100% complete that game, and it was any percent, of course, and it was fantastic. I was a little thrown off with this one. They kind of changed some of the controls around, which, I don't know if you guys are the type of gamers, but if they switch the controls around on an already working control scheme, it kind of throws me for a loop, and especially after I jump ship from the original Tomb Raider to, not the original, but the one that came out in 2016, and then I jumped to that one, and they changed a little bit of the controls, not majorly, but just enough to where it just bugs you, you know. We're just gonna do some lightning round here. We got Kinect Adventures, Disneyland Connect, which is actually pretty good, and if you have Game Pass, definitely get that with the Xbox One so you can use the controller. This is actually a perfect tour of Disneyland. I actually didn't want to talk about it that much, but it actually is pretty sick. Disneyland Adventures is actually pretty good. I'm not kidding. And then we wrap it up with Just Dance 3. It's Just Dance 3. Second pile going into the 360 games folder. And look at that. We are about halfway done with the 360 games that we have here. So we have 2 more piles, and I think we'll just start with the second big pile. How does that sound? Because this is where all the good games start to come in at. Now, same like Monopoly, Jeopardy, bro. It's Jeopardy, but on 360. I don't know what to say. It's just Jeopardy on 360. It's pretty good. It's Jeopardy. Now we're going to get into the real meat and potatoes of this. All right. So this game is also, we're also going to get probably a couple games in a row, and I'll probably just bat them off all at once just to save time, because some of them, like the Call of Duty games, which I do own a couple, are pretty much just, you know, I'll give a little insight on each of them, but yeah, you know. But the one we have here is, I was told for my birthday one year, I could either get Resident Evil 6 and Halo 4, or I can get Resident Evil 6 Archives. I chose Resident Evil 6 Archives. This was $80 to get this game brand new, but there's a reason for that. Archives came with Resident Evil Code Veronica HD, Resident Evil 4 HD, Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, and Resident Evil Degeneration the movie along with it, Resident Evil 6. That's a fantastic fucking package. For $80, you're $60 for the brand new game. You're paying $20 extra for 3 more games plus the movie. That's awesome. I can't even remember when Capcom did anything like this with the Resident Evil games. But Resident Evil 6 Archives, it's a very decisive game, Resident Evil 6 is, but I personally love Resident Evil 6. I thought at least the Leon story was good, so yeah. And now we're really getting into the Resident Evil shit basket, because a lot of people also hate this one too, and I don't. And that is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I was so hyped for this game when it came out. I remember it being so cool that they advertised you could play the bad guys and explore Raccoon City again. And this time in HD, because if you remember, I don't think they really remastered Raccoon City until this game. I could be wrong about that. And if I am, let me know in the comments and I'll take the L. But I remember being so fucking excited for Operation Raccoon City. I loved it. I played as Vector because he was the coolest. I even had the stupid promotional magazine, which, boy, we got a whole other video planned for that one, for Game Informers and gaming magazine stuff. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But Operation Raccoon City, not a bad game. I actually wish I could find more people who play it online, because I would totally play it online. Now, it's in the same genre and actually was inspired a bit, but the next game we have here is The Evil Within. And I was really blown away by this game. I haven't played the sequel, and I hear that one's good too, but man, The Evil Within it's just so incredible. It's such a fun game. The story, the graphics blew me away for when it came out. The story was confusing, to say the least, but the combat and the enemies were really cool to deal with, and I enjoy it. The Evil Within is definitely a game you want to play on Halloween night to spook you. It's really good. I definitely recommend picking it up if you are a fan of horror. And speaking of fan of horror, we're just going to do a lightning round for these two. The Left 4 Dead games. These are both great games, especially Left 4 Dead 2. I sunk the most time into that one. Left 4 Dead 1's great too, but Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 1 has Zoe, but if you have all the DLC, you play Zoe in Left 4 Dead 2 with all the maps. So you really don't even need Left 4 Dead 1. Left 4 Dead 2 has everything you need. Buy Left 4 Dead 2 is what I'm saying. Got some more Lego games. Played the first one for Lego Jurassic World. I played Jurassic Park 1. It was Jurassic Park 1, but a Lego, and Batman is Lego Batman. These are both Lego games, so I'm sure you understand the gist of how Lego games work. We have the Call of Duties next. We have Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare, and Ghost. These are just the ones I happen to have for 360. Black Ops is the best one, Modern Warfare is not bad, and Ghost is... I actually enjoyed Ghost's campaign. I thought Ghost had a really good campaign. Does not deserve the hate it get. Yeah, sure, some of the dialogue was forced and shit like that, but Ghost is still a really good game. Same thing, it's really hard to do it, but we have some Halo games. We have Halo Reach 4 and Combat Evolved Evolution, the Anniversary Edition. Crazy enough, I'm not really a big Halo guy, but I did like Halo 1, I love Reach, and Halo 4 was just okay to me. So these are fun games as well, and also the Xbox's killer app. Although I don't know why they got rid of the exclusive on Xbox logo. We got the Naruto games. I love both of these games. These are both fantastic games. I love how Ubisoft, these are direct sequels to each other. So you got Rise of the Ninja first, and you go over to Broken Bond, and it picks up right where Rise of the Ninja left off. These are both fantastic games. 360 actually is the only one that got these games, so unfortunate for the rest of y'all. For PS3 users and Wii users, you did not get these great experiences. These are great. I would definitely recommend picking them up. Actually, a side note for these, I'm really into collecting a game's contents on the inside. The booklet, the disc, the cover, the case is nice. I'm really big into that. It's kind of one of my biggest pet peeves when I collect for games. When I ordered a copy of Broken Bond, all I did was open it, saw that there was a manual. It's obviously missing its cover, but I wasn't fretting. I took the game out and put it in. I got stuck a little bit into the game and decided to check the manual. When I did that, I pulled it out and I just started flipping through it, just looking for something. And then I started seeing something a little off. Someone threw Call of Duty manual, one of them, into my Naruto game. So now I have to deal with, so colored me surprised when I'm looking through here and I see shit like special grenades, and I know Naruto doesn't have a single special grenade in that game. And yes, my phone did drop, and I let it drop because I was expecting a point. Anyway, I don't know why they did that. I thought it was funny, but now I have to go look for a booklet for Broken Bond now. So thanks whoever sold it to me on Amazon. Now, I never really played the original. It's this is not one of those games I was into. I'm not really into the whole setting, but when they did release Red Dead Undead Nightmare, I was all on board. This came out at a time that I was on this huge zombie train. It's just a classic Rockstar game. They took what made Red Dead work and they turned all the enemies into zombies, and honestly, it's not bad. And I agree with IGN. It is a 10 out of 10 master. I don't think this one is canon though. I don't think this game is canon, but it's pretty dope that this even exists. We got some Battlefield games coming up next. I gotta tell you what, I fucking love Battlefield 4 and 3. I think they're some of the best content DICE has ever put out. Battlefield 2 Bad Company, it's okay. I really love the preferred controls of Battlefield 3 especially, because Battlefield 4, they made the up analog stick, the one you move, to drive instead of RT to drive, and that is retarded. DICE, I would like a patch to fix that immediately. Battlefield 3, I had some of the best moments on Battlefield 3. My friends played it years after it was even hitting its surge. After it blew up and died down, we played it, and still active community on Battlefield 3. I wouldn't be surprised today if you hopped on Battlefield 3 right now and found a game. It is still that active because of the flops at Battlefield 4. I never played Hardpoint, but I heard it wasn't good. So, and speaking of not good, holy shit, we have Star Wars for Kinect. I bought this game solely for the dancing, like I'm sure a lot of other people did, but holy shit, what the fuck was this game? And first of all, you have to set up the Kinect, which barely works, and then you just flail your arm around like this. And that's how the lightsaber went. Now guys, what are some of the most ported games you can probably think of? I have two spring to mind. Resident Evil 4 and holy shit, GTA 5. Man, are they gonna let this game die? Probably not. It's the ideal GTA 5 experience. This is actually the exact same GTA 5 I got on my birthday when it came out, when it was released. And it's very cool that I still have it. And Star Wars fell, so. This is a great game, obviously. There's still a huge fan base for this game, obviously, since they keep fucking re-releasing it on every console known to man. I'm surprised it's not on my fucking refrigerator right now. But GTA 5 is obviously pretty good. I have a lot of memories playing online with my friends, late night, late weekends, on, late school nights, all that time, staying up really late playing it with friends. It's a good time, and definitely recommend you picking up a copy for the PS5 when it comes out, because they just keep porting them. And our last game for this bio is a game that is also criminally underrated. A lot of people hate it. I don't get it as well. I guess I'm just the outlier. I guess I just love the shit people hate. But BioShock Infinite, my favorite BioShock game, by the way, out of all of them. The first two is good, but BioShock Infinite, God, wow, something about the atmosphere in BioShock really just gave it to me. It was just so good. The grappling hook, because who doesn't love a good grappling hook? You run it, you jump, you land on the grappling hook thing, and taking guys out. It is really fun. BioShock Infinite is great, and I recommend you picking that game up for sure. But we are done with the third pile, which means we have one small pile left of 360 games. So let's take our games and show them back on that shelf. So we have our next pile left. It's a very short pile. It's first things, we're gonna start things out pretty strong, in fact, on this game. We got Fallout New Vegas. I actually begged my parents to get me this on my birthday when it was coming out. I remember that the game actually got stolen from me, like as soon as I got it. My mom and dad actually played it because they were big Fallout fans too, and it was the one that my mom and dad actually took it a lot away from me to play it. So yeah, if that says anything, it's a good game. However, what's not a good game is Iron Man on 360. This is a solid 5 out of 10. I'm not kidding. The game is so uninspired, it's so boring, it's mindless button mashing. I just didn't have a good time with this one. And I mean, I do like that I have it because having Iron Man on 360, it's kind of weird. It's that collector thing to me. I want to get all the superhero games that release. And speaking of superhero games, we got the Spider-Man games. I have Edge of Time back there, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. I will say this right now, Edge of Time is okay. It's pretty good, I like it. I love the Amazing Spider-Man 1. I think it is a fantastic game. And the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it didn't really live up to what it was supposed to have. Actually, what's really funny is that when I got Edge of Time, I opened it up and I didn't even take a look at the disc. I just opened it up, took the game out again, and put it into my 360, and was very surprised at the fact that it said Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Which in hindsight, I should have kept that one more because that one is actually the better game out of the two. But speaking of good games as well, Bethesda is mostly known for their Elder Scrolls series and Fallout, but they also did some other small games when they had the chance, and Wet was one of them. This is a amazing third-person shooter. I love that you can slow down time like in Max Payne. She has this rage meter, and plus she's just this hot-ass chick. And everyone loves a badass chick protagonist. Everyone. This game is fantastic. Pick it up. It's an underrated classic. I recommend. Another game I recommend, and surprisingly, because I'm not a big fan of the show, but South Park, The Stick of Truth. I am not a South Park fan. I am not what you would call a South Park fan. I do own this game, and I do own Cartman somewhere. He's floating around in here, the wizard one that went to this game as well. However, this game held my attention the entire way through. I laughed at a lot of the jokes that were displayed in here. I thought the writing was genius. I can't really say it's on par with the show because I'm not really familiar with the show. But, I mean, from all the stuff I've watched through memes and clips on YouTube, I would say the writing's pretty good. And it's definitely fantastic in this game. Yeah, honestly, with how the game looks and feels, this one and the Fractured Butthole feel just like the show. Like, they look exactly like the show. I may not know what the show comedy stuff is, and I may not know what episodes certain are or references, but I do know when I see good writing, and I do know when I know the animation matches the show. And they pulled it off. It's actually probably the only show-based game that I know that looks and plays just like you were watching an episode. So, another game we have that's great. Another collection game. The Orange Box. This has Half-Life 2, Episode 2, all of it. Team Fortress 2, and a new game to here is Portal that came out on the Orange Box. All three are great games. Team Fortress 2 is that classic TDM. Portal, well, I already talked to you about the second game. And I did play the first one, and that one is very unique in its style. Half-Life, I mean, come on. Everyone knows Half-Life. They just released a third one after, what, like 20 years of teasing it, so. And it seems like we have another license-based game. However, this game I can vouch for. Aliens vs. Predator. This is a fantastic game. I know I've said that like 36 times, but for real, it really is. And you're gonna probably hear it throughout this entire series. But this is fantastic. I remember playing late nights with my buddy. Again, I'm not gonna say his name. It's not the same guy, but I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know how people feel about having their names spelled out. So, especially these people who I haven't talked to in forever. But I remember him and I, we used to play Aliens vs. Predator all night long. Like, it was some good shit. I remember, I hated that each round they swapped you out, so you had a turn to be everyone. I just wanted to constantly be the Predator, because I had the most skins unlocked for that. It was just, Predator was most fun to control. I'd probably be dog shit at it now, but back in the day, I was pretty good at that game. And my second camera just ran out of storage, so that's okay though, because we were on a final game for today. And that is Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. This game, listen, I may not be a South Park fan, but I am a huge Family Guy fan, especially before season, like, the bad shit, like season 10. I think season 10 and down. Seasons 1 through 3, some of the best writing I've ever seen in Family Guy, but seasons 4 through 7 aren't bad either. And then I'm happy to say that I understood every single reference that this game had, and I really think that the South Park game, including the Simpsons game, which I used to have but I got rid of a long time ago, if I understood the jokes better in the Stick of Truth and the Simpsons game, the references, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. But since I don't know those games, shows, I don't watch them, the games are just okay with me. But Stick of Truth was still pretty good. And I actually 100%ed all achievements, everything completed Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. And that is going to wrap up all the 360 games I have up there. I'm glad you guys could stick with me on this journey that we're going through. Next time I'm going to tackle all my Xbox original plus Sega games over there and PC games. I'm going to tackle this shelf next time out of the mystery shelf of games. It's going to be an entire series. We're going to probably get a couple parts on this, but I knocked out the 360 games, and yeah. What are some of your guys' favorite 360 games? Do you like any? My God, this video is gonna be a beast to fucking edit. But I wanted to do this. This is probably gonna be the first start of the collection channel post video. Now I know the last videos were old. They were really old. I think I filmed those in February to March. The dates are in the description for each of those videos. But here is the first new, and it is a collection channel. Yes, so which means all this shit, even this stuff up here that you can see, this, all that up there. If you can see all the stuff I have on my wall, it will all be reviewed and shown on camera at one point in the future. But for now, I wanted to start with the video games since these are what actually initiated the collecting. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button. I always appreciate it. Make sure to hit subscribe too. Let's get this collection channel going. What are some of your favorite 360 games? Let me know in the comments below. Well, this has been fun and a monster to get through. So I am going to go now. And next time when I see you lovely people again, we will be tackling the second. But with all that said, you guys take it easy, you know. Maybe reminisce with your own collection, you know. I normally don't get to go through all these 360 games, so I normally don't get to go through all of my games, so it's really nice when I get to sit down and really just appreciate what I have. And if you see something on the shelf right now in this video, you're like, oh, they have this, just wait, we'll get to it. We will get to it. But I think I'm gonna wrap that up here, so take care, guys.